What up, everybody? Welcome to the IAG Thursday thing, this thing that we do every Thursday, except when I'm on a boat. I was on
Yeah.
vacation last week, and oh my God, did I need that? I got a tan, I got some sunburn up here. Had a great
Got a
time.
great photo with the family.
Yep, we got quite a few great photos, but that one stuck out. But honestly, we just really had a great time. It was dude, I needed to unplug really bad, and that was a very good way to do it, especially coming out
Yeah.
of the tax sale. Like it was just, and then I could just turn off. It took me like 2 full days to actually like properly turn off, and even then, since we're coming into race season, like I couldn't totally turn off, which sucks because I had to constantly be in contact, and we just had too many moving pieces for me to be completely out of the loop on it. So but it was still great. So warranty, you're here. How you doing, bud?
Mostly good. Work is steady. Lots to do, but it's good to be busy. And it's bonus season, so it's kind of like tax season, but for people in the corporate world.
Yes.
Money to spend on car parts. Well, this time I upgraded my computer for the first time in 8 years and bought a really nice monitor as well.
We'll
So I am thinking about other things, but just
talk about it.
enthusiasm. We'll talk about it.
We'll
So
talk about it.
how, let's get to it.
Um, Jordan, unfortunately, is I think he's on a boat right now, and I don't think he's even gonna join us. He said he was gonna, but I gotta be real, Jordan wasn't gonna be here. I was like,
Okay.
whatever, dude. He's hammered drunk on a boat.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
and then Randy made our thumbnail. We appreciate you, Randy. Thank you. All right. Topic A. What are we doing? We just got a whole list of topics, and we're gonna do a boogeyman catch up in the end. We'll probably bring Dylan on and chat about what we learned about sway bars and all sorts of crap.
Yeah, so I got a long list of small things, so let's get to it. So I
Yep.
mentioned bonus season, and I'm thinking, what would I buy for my BRZ this year? Last year, I got those wheels and tires and Fortune Auto coilovers from IAG. Two of them I liked, one of them I did not like, and that's okay. Those coilovers went to a good home.
G-
They went to OEM Jeff.
Yep.
So
He'll have a great time
they
with them.
Yep. I saw a picture on Instagram of a BRZ. It was like the dark gray with the Apex wheels, and I thought, "Oh, that thing looks sick." And then I remembered I have those wheels. So, a year on, A plus Dewey. Great choice. Really happy with those wheels. So this year, I'm thinking, Japanese balance, reduce weight to increase performance. I don't need more horsepower, but it sure would be nice to reduce weight. And I kind of had a bit of a crisis. What would I do? Two-piece brake rotors, reduce the unsprung weight by about, what is that, 4 pounds per corner?
Something like that.
Switch to aluminum. Switch to aluminum knuckles in the front while keeping Brembo brakes. Hasn't really been done that much in the BRZ world, but I think it can be done. So that saves about 3 pounds per corner. So now we're up to 7 pounds on the front wheels, unsprung weight reduction.
Yep.
And lastly, how about an anti-gravity battery? I'd get the full size, but I'd probably save a good 20-25 pounds just
Mhm.
on that. Let's call it 20. So all of those things I just said are like $2,000 to $3,000 total. So that's for saving like 50 pounds. That's a lot of money just to save 50 pounds. So I got cold feet when I saw the bill. I did not feel that way last time when I bought those wheels or those tires or the Fortune Auto coilovers. So that's where I'm at, man. I don't know.
Well, you went right after like nuanced small things that I got to be real. If you have to explain it, it probably
Yeah,
isn't going to be that cool. You know,
yeah,
it's not going to be that cool. It's if you're looking for, tenths of a second on track, then that starts making sense. If you're looking
yeah,
for a Japanese balance, I think you've got better. Personally, like I said to you earlier, you honestly should get yourself a seat, that sits you
yeah.
lower and in a more comfortable position and holds you where you want to be better. And something like a steering wheel extension, so you fit in that car better and you would enjoy driving it more.
Oh yeah. And that's kind of what got me is the things I want are good on paper, but I'm not really going to notice them the same way that I would notice nice wheels or a nice seat or a steering wheel extension. And I honestly completely forgot about that because I think in spreadsheets, man.
Yep.
And you know, I should probably like close that loop of I need a fixed back racing seat bolted to the floor because that's how like our friendship got started. And there in a different world, you and I would not be friends because I pulled that. I bought this race seat, then immediately returned it, and then had nowhere to go. And then you
You
bought it, and then
you fucked me so bad on that. I was working for a completely different company, and we don't
yeah,
take returns, especially on special order
right,
items, but, like,
yes.
I wanted to continue our friendship, and telling you to fuck off was not there, so I spent a bunch of money on a seat that I ended up never running because it didn't fit in my car correctly.
Oh, and it's such a nice seat
Oh, it
too. It
was an
fits
amazing
you
seat.
well, it fits me well.
Mhm.
Yep, and they don't make it anymore, which is the worst part. It
Yep.
was, what, Race Tech,
Race
tall,
Yep.
non-wide.
Yep, it was a race tech, basically skinny tall street seat, and they don't make it anymore. The problem I
Yeah,
had was in my GD chassis, the way my seat brackets worked, it set me too
yeah.
high. So I was having to do some shenanigans with my seat brackets with my old shitty Sparco Corsa of like smashing it in between them. So it sat really low. And I got so used to that position, I didn't want to change it.
Yeah. And for the record, for the podcast, I had a 2015 STI at the time, and I fit much better in that car than I do in the BRZ, of course, because I'm 6'7", and it's STI is a full size car. So I chickened out because I work for an insurance company, and I did not want to delete the airbag in the seat. Turns out all the airbags have to be there to work correctly, or you got to put a resistor in to trick the ECU into thinking that it still exists. Am I really going to get into a car accident? Probably not, but you never know. I might like lose the car while I'm driving hard on track and then smack into the wall on the side, and I wish it's there.
Mhm.
But I still feel like I want that. And if I could figure out a way to get an airbag in a seat that's lower, I would love that BRZ so much more. And I'll be honest, I won't rule out a fixed back seat either. It would have to be non Hans, and I'd have to make sure that I'd have to figure out what the seat rails situation is and get it bolted
There
as
are
low
there
as possible.
there are quite a few different super low seat rail options. You need a
Yeah,
side
I'm coming to
mounted seat
terms.
super low, and you could get that thing pretty damn low.
Yeah, I'm coming to terms with the fact that like as I get older, I get more busy with work and life, and I want my salesman to figure this out for me. And thank God I've got multiples around me that can do that. So
Well, you are also the king of creating chaos, where you
oh
ask me, then you ask Graham, then you ask Chris, and we all give you like kind of the same answer, but they're all our own like tweak on it, and then you
yeah.
just stress the details.
Oh man, I try to cross multiply it together and figure out what everybody's telling me at the
Yeah,
same time. And it doesn't work that way with modifying
no,
cars. So
no.
I did it differently with it last year. This time last year, last bonus, I bought the wheels, I bought the tires. Technically, the tires came from Paul at Tire Rack. That was
Yeah,
his
yeah.
recommendation.
You know what? I love you, Paul. I don't like those tires. They didn't work out. The
Yeah.
wheels look great. The tires have plenty of performance. They just have no communication whatsoever. So that's my only issue with them.
Yep. Then they're slightly stretched, but they're not out of spec or
I think
anything.
they
So
look
that
great.
does,
They look great.
yeah.
Like,
Oh, and they look, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So
the nailed
anyway,
it on there. So
food for thought. But all right, next one. Next one on the list. Subaru announced two new vehicles recently. One, Forester Wilderness Hybrid. Dewey, you told me it was going to be a BRZ Wilderness. Take it back. Of course, it was going to be a Forester.
well, they
Yeah.
were.
Second,
I was waiting. The time they like started toying with that, I was thinking what they were about to do was a April Fool's joke.
oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
you're
so
right.
that's why I'm like, they're about to call this a BRZ Wilderness as a April Fool's joke, and it'll be hilarious. And that didn't happen. They actually have a Forester Wilderness, and that's a real product, and it makes sense. But is it something that is gonna like move the needle for a lot of people? I don't think so, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. We're going through a short period of time where gas prices are really high. I think the nationwide average for regular gas is over $4 at this point.
Mhm.
So it makes the hybrid make a little bit more sense. But I built a spreadsheet, man, and it takes 100,000 miles for you to break even if you buy a Subaru hybrid because
Yeah,
of the cost increase. So yeah, it's going to drive better, but like, I don't know. I would like that car, but it doesn't have that cool factor the way a lot of other cars do.
I think the
So
Outback Wilderness is a cooler car. I
I
said it.
personally like the Foresters a little bit better than the Outbacks, but I'm saying hybrid versus non-hybrid. Like I get geeked up about a lot of stuff, and
Yep.
hybrids I do get excited about, but these, like, they're good on paper, but they're not really exciting.
Yeah.
They don't have any all electric
No.
uh range. You can't just run the HVAC system, for 8 hours. Anyway,
That quick
next car.
mention of April Fools, we got to chat on that real quick. If you
Okay.
haven't seen it and you're listening to this, Dylan and IAG did a April Fools skit for the Turbo Encabulator. It is to die for funny. If you have not watched it, they made it as a reel. If you have not seen it, go to IAG's Instagram and go watch that. It is so funny. Especially watch what's going on in the background. It is
Dewey
hilarious.
Dewey is talking at me because I haven't seen it. Somehow I missed it completely in my feed. I watch all the IAG stuff. I love Dylan's content with Boogeyman, and I just missed this one. So
Yep.
on me.
It's oh my god,
Second,
it's so good.
second car announced, Subaru Getaway, which is a rebadged Toyota Highlander. It's just an EV. It's a Toyota, except it's a Subaru. It's got a nice name. Um, if it's anything like all the other EVs from Subaru, they are extremely ugly inside and very gray. Um, I want to like EVs so badly, and they're like not quite there yet. But it
Boring.
does have charging status in the daytime running lights, so you can just look at the car from the outside and know where the charge level is at. That's cool,
Um
and it's cool to me. And it's got manual battery preconditioning, which is becoming one of the most important things for the EV nerds, which is if you know you're going to I was about to say a gas station, an electricity station, you can tell the battery to get started early so you can have a faster charge. It matters. Might save you 5 minutes. More importantly to us, it's quoted in Subaru's press release as the most powerful production Subaru, and that is depressing. 420 horsepower never made me feel so sad. I really wish there were more performance cars that we could, get excited about.
it
But
doesn't mean it's the
here we go.
fastest, it just means it made the most power.
That's right. That's
It
right.
kind of
It's the
needs that
difference.
power to haul around that weight.
That's right. Yep. Yep. Still looking forward to a world where you can have a hybrid that just runs the HVAC for, let's say, 2 hours or 3 hours or even 8 hours, EV or hybrid or whatever. So you can live in your car.
Mhm.
Like security guards at Costco, all of them need EVs, man. So they can just sit in their cars
I agree.
and not burn gas.
Sure.
But the world ain't there yet. Anyway,
No, there's
next
certain
point.
situations, and I will admit, and I have admitted this before, there are some situations people who live near cities have a very they run the same commute all the time. You know what I mean? People
Yep.
who if an EV makes sense, it makes a lot of sense for you.
Yes.
Like I got to be real, us here having an EV, even though I'm out in the sticks, makes sense because like stopping at the gas station for us is a pain in the ass. If we had a charging station at home, anything we would need locally, we would just use that.
Exactly. So yes, you have to charge, I don't know, 30 minutes on a road trip, but you don't have to charge 15 minutes a week by going to the gas station
Yeah.
because it's always ready for you
Like
in
it
your
would
house.
work as a daily, it
Yeah.
just is a throw around thing. Like I still want my bug eye to
Yep.
get around and have fun. And like honestly, I'd probably end up just taking my bug eye anyway, and that's why we can't justify it at all. But still.
Yep. Yeah, yeah. Right now, I want two cars. I want an EV for like visiting my mom in the suburbs and even going on road trips, and I want my
I
BRZ
want
for
you to do this
Sunday
too,
rides.
because then we don't have to compromise on the BRZ anymore.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point.
Okay, get to it. All right, what's
Yeah.
next?
All right, next. Right now, I'm seeing posts on Instagram, nostalgia for the 90s and 2000s, especially cars or including
Oh my
cars.
god. Like almost like I've been saying this for the last what, year? I just got off
Well,
the phone with a dude. I just got off the phone with a dude who is an exact late 30s guy, '07 STIs, had the car for years. It's a weekend toy. He now wants to modify it correctly. Okay. Had a whole conversation. We're doing a 750 and a 1.5 G2R, and like it's the exact setup
Sharp.
that I set everybody else up with, and he is hyped. And he was like, "Oh my god, you were speaking my language. I thought I was talking like anybody he talked to. Everybody's like 700-800 horsepower." He's like, "That's really not what I need." And like I explained to him, I'm like, "You don't have to make compromise with this. You can do whatever you want." And he's like, "Dude, I want everything about this. Like, let's make a well-refined 450." And he's like, dude, he is hyped. He is absolutely hyped. But it's these guys. I talk to more GD guys right now because they're hyped than I honestly than I'm even talking to VA guys right now, which is surprising. And I like the GR is in this weird area of like, I don't think the hype is came back around for it, but man, I'm telling you, Bug Eye to '07 STI are popping off right now.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of well-rounded 300 wheel, 350 or 400 wheel. I don't think I'd want to drive anything more than that, but I'm not most people. So,
Yep.
it's good to hear that you got other people feeling the same way. Um, I brought it up for a completely different reason, and it's far more depressing than what you just said,
I
which
can't
is
wait.
I'm even seeing posts on Instagram saying, "Bring back sex spec." Now, if y'all are not familiar with that, it's a term for like the over the top modded cars from the early 2000s. Think about like Fast and Furious number one with the
Yes.
flame paint jobs and the spinning rims and the
I'm
huge sound systems.
you know what?
And I'm
I'm
thinking,
for it.
yeah, okay.
Yep.
Well,
I'm
right
for
after
it.
that, I saw,
Here's what I'm going to explain why I'm for it.
okay.
One of the things that drove me nuts about, because right after sex spec, I guess is what we're calling this now, but it was right after that came the like the JDM stuff where everybody wanted their car to look super OEM. Okay. And
Yeah,
then
that's true.
then you had this like stance kind of thing, and a lot of people were doing like track inspired aero or whatever, and all the cars look the same. But JDM, all the
Yep.
cars look the same. The track spec stuff, like the track inspired, the cars all kind of look the same. It was the same look. Sex spec, okay, as I guess we're calling it now,
It's so bad.
everything looked different. Everybody's car was different. You could look at 50 fucking Civics and none of them look the same.
Yeah, that's true. But here's where I'm going with it. So the very next post
Hey,
was a modern GR86 or BRZ or something with these really gaudy taillights, like
yeah,
almost Altezza style
let's
taillights.
go.
And that kind of linked things to me, which is, so in some parts the spirit of sex spec lives on,
Hey,
and like taillights
especially
have
in
been awful
taillight.
for a while.
Taillights on BRZs and like taillights and headlights on the GR86 BRZ platform, it have always been this like it's completely open to do whatever ridiculous thing you want, and somehow that
Yeah.
community is totally socially acceptable with it. When one generation before that, you would have been beat to shit if your taillight wasn't mostly red with a little bit of white. That's it.
And maybe I'm jaded, but I see so many ones that I don't like that I completely miss the few that I do like. But I get it.
That's
I
fair.
You know what? Sex spec is not stance, so I'm for it. Bring it back.
It's
All right,
you're right. It's not
next item.
stance. I don't know. Sex back. That's what's up.
Next item. I want to invent a new word. Stability control causing rotation. I want to call it rotation. You heard it here first. I have a friend doing with a BRZ. It's not doing, it's somebody else. He's got Olin's coilovers, a large front sway bar, rear traction mod, which reduces anti squat from all wheel drive style to rear wheel drive style. On paper, the car should understeer. Maybe it will on track at the max limit, but it rotates great. Why? Because he drives it in track mode, which drags the brakes to rotate the car.
Hmm.
I like his car. I actually love his car. It's one of the reasons I got rid of the coilovers. But it's rotating because of rotation. The computer is doing the work, not the mods. And I
Not
don't like that.
it's not mechanical, and I
It's
got to
not
be real.
mechanical.
It's not now for novice drivers or maybe even intermediate drivers. I would even go as far as to argue it doesn't matter. The second you learn to drive, you're gonna hate it. The second you learn to actually gain real speed and you realize you are not in control of this, the second stability control steps in a way that you don't want it to, and
Yep.
that you will be able to repeat it every single time. You're doing what you're supposed to do right, but the computer doesn't understand it. You're going to hate it.
I remember when I was on track with Gangster, who is your longtime friend. He was a drag racer, but then he bought a Mustang and
Yep.
started tracking it on road courses.
Yes.
And he was brand new, and it was NA, so this was before he did all his crazy
It was a
turbo
GT
mods and
500,
everything.
so it's a legit
GT, yeah,
or
GT
GT
500.
350.
He was
GT 350.
I'm
Sorry.
sorry. Yeah, 350. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. So he has driving experience, but not track experience.
Yes.
And he drove it on what was their track mode. And I told him, I was like, dude, you need to put this on party mode. Turn off all the driver aids. Just you need to
He
drive
was
the car and let
definitely
it
afraid to do
mechanically.
it.
Well, he did it after I convinced him, and he immediately got faster.
Imagine
Probably
that.
shaved off. Yeah, and the car behaves differently.
It
Well,
behaved like
BRZ is
it's
going to do.
supposed to.
Yes. BRZ is going to do the same thing. It's just got less horsepower, but dynamics are going to be very similar. It's another
The
rear wheel
BRZ
drive
will
car.
to some degree. I got to be real. The diff in the back of a BRZ, the Torsen style rear diff is it leaves a little bit to be desired, especially if you lift a tire. Okay. So like
Yes.
there's this is where stability control sometimes can help. You know, if you were to put a real diff back there, I'm going to tell you right now, you would never, never, ever, ever, every time you got in that car, you'd put it in a party mode. Um,
Yes. Yeah.
yeah,
I agree with that.
yeah,
And they designed the car, all manufacturers designed the car to be safe for regular driving, and then track mode is a gift, and party mode is an even bigger one. So I get it. I understand why it exists. But if you want to say the car rotates well, it has to be opinions based on party mode, all stability control turned off, none of
yeah.
this halfway track mode
It
stuff.
is the car rotating or is the computer getting it to rotate? Those are two different things. So if you
Exactly.
want to call it
And
rotation, I'll allow it.
rotation. I really like his car too. It's the coilovers, the package I really like. I don't know how it performs on track, and that's we need to find out. But until then, rotation.
Okay.
Okay. Next. Subaru Japan announced an Impreza STI Performance Edition. This in America is just an Impreza Sport with an appearance package that's got some STI logos on it. Dewey, how do we feel about this?
It's an
I think
appearance
it's fine.
package. I'm over
I
it.
think it's fine, really. Japan loves their appearance packages, but came in the chat,
Do
so I
they
figured
really
I'd mention
sell?
it.
I'm mad about it. I'm over it. I'm so sick of like
Okay.
these VB. It's just a VB with a palette swap and like some Brembos. Like I'm over it. Sorry.
Hmm. Where are you going with this? Like, you're saying VBs shouldn't get STI wings? Because I agree, but that's a different
No,
world.
it ain't. It's not even that. It's we put
Right.
in a set of seats and some different color inserts, and then we call it a special edition. I'm so fucking over it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
like I
Japan,
want
though.
it, again. I'm gonna be one of those people who's gonna stand on if you're gonna add an STI badge to something, there needs to be some substance there.
I don't think that's how Japan did it.
I know.
STI
I'm not
is
saying it's right. I'm saying it's what it should be. Okay. I'm
it's
not saying
the
it's what they're doing. I'm saying it's what they should do.
that's the American perspective, and I generally agree with you, but that's why my car says BRZ TS and not STI. It's called an STI in other markets, but America would not stand on that. They would freak the hell out because people agree with you.
Sorry. I hate to be right.
Okay. All right. All right. So next, Isle of Man has old currency with a Subaru on it. GC,
Oh
rally
yeah,
car of some kind.
dude, I want to get that. Like I saw this on eBay the other day, I think it was,
Yep.
and it
Yeah.
literally is a coin. Like it is actual like spendable
Legal
currency,
tender.
legal tender
Yep.
with a GC8 on it. Like I
Yep.
totally want that. It was cheap too. It was like $10 or something. I totally want that. Like
Yep.
we need to
And
post the link up and somebody like we need to buy it just so we have it.
yeah.
So,
And for the podcast people, Isle of Man is a small country between England and Ireland that hosts the Isle of Man Tourist Trophy, the TT, which is a motorcycle race that's been going on for about 100 years.
Yep.
And over those 100 years, about 150 people have died because it's extremely dangerous and they drive on public roads. But every once in a while, they have cars that do the course. And Subaru did the course a couple times with their, like, what was it, rally car or time attack car or something. And hence, well, there's some history there. And there's a Subaru on the currency. And David Higgins, I think, is from
Yes, he
Isle of
is.
Man.
The
Yep.
whole Higgins family is from Isle of Man, and there's some Isle of Man's pretty cool. That TT's nuts. If you guys ever want to see the most insane motorsport on the planet, I'm 100% convinced it's that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the testicles you need to rip around that place, not in just a car, but these bikes are doing like well over 200
Yeah.
miles an hour right next to these like brick walls. It's stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, if you've ever got the feeling like this is why we can't have nice things, well, this one hasn't been banned yet. So you
Yep.
should go be a fan. All right. Next. You and I had an argument, and once again I was wrong. So the Subaru WRX STI Type RA, which was the special fun version that came out before the S209,
Yes.
was in fact an STI version of the S2000 CR. That's high praise. I was thinking, slight revisions, not a big deal. They're just pushing another
You
unimportant
thought what
special
you
edition.
thought this was a Japanese style special edition,
Yes,
and it is
totally.
not. It had substance to it.
That's sure did. That's high praise. So for the record, the S2000 CR had changes to weight, so weight reduction, springs were adjusted, tires were adjusted, steering. Turns out the STI Type RA had all of these things, and I just missed it. So that's on me.
You were too
You were
busy
right
being
once
angry at
again.
that point.
I was really angry. I was thinking the S209 was amazing. The Type RA was just a joke.
Well, no,
Turns
no,
out,
no.
not
I
the
want you
case.
to think even back to when that car hit and like where you mentally were at that point. You
Oh,
had a lot going on in life.
please,
There
Dewey. He's
is that.
frozen on my screen.
Yep. There it is. That is the piece of it's so cool. Yeah, I definitely want to get that because it is just cool.
Nice.
So
Oh,
yeah,
that's the in the chat. We got the picture. It's a 20
yeah, that's what
pence,
I'm saying.
and
It's
it's
cool as shit.
GC with some kind of other brand vehicle in the back. Look at
It
that.
doesn't matter what's in the back. It only matters what's in the front. I'm
Right. All right. So, yep, you're right, Dewey. Once again, you were right, and I was wrong.
sorry, man.
So that's how it goes. That's how we learn.
Yep.
Okay. Ooh, Dewey, I got another one.
Okay.
Well, I got another one. I got to make sure I got you on camera so I can look at you when I say this. Dewey, you and me and the people we love need to push the Subaru community in a direction.
Yeah.
And I've got a four-part plan to do it. You want to hear what it is?
I gotta be real. I think we're gonna do a full episode on this, but yes,
Yep.
I know where you're going with this, and we need the community to start acting right. So
Yep.
I'm interested to hear your 4-part plan, but I think we are actually gonna do a full episode on this.
Okay. Well, give us feedback if you want to hear more on this topic, but here's my four-part plan. Number one, don't talk about vapes. Number two, don't talk about lesbians. Number three, don't talk about head gaskets. And number four, don't talk shit. The
Yep.
internet is full. It's full of recycled trash memes that aren't funny. It's human slop. It's even worse than AI slop.
Yeah,
At
it
least
literally
AI.
is human slop. Like we're creating this. We as a community
Yeah,
are creating this, and it's not even funny anymore.
it's not even funny.
It is
At least with
ruining our
AI
community.
slop, at least with AI slop, the human running the AI slightly cares about the outcome. But man, this is just weak sauce. So we got to cut it out. No more criticisms. Well, no, real criticism.
Real
Make it real.
criticisms.
This ain't it.
Yes, it like this. I'm complaining to get clout inside of a Facebook group or something. So you're gonna bring up head gaskets, lesbians, or vapes. Like I'm we're done. Okay, this is a stupid
Yep.
conversation and it needs to end. And if you see people doing it, you need to swat them immediately, especially if they're
Yeah.
within the community. If these people are like Subaru people, okay? You go look at you can tell this person like drives this car or whatever, and they're regurgitating
Yeah.
that. Like I'm all for self-deprecating humor. Like I'm the king of it,
Yeah.
okay? I get it. This is what they don't realize is they're hurting everybody with this at this point. We need this
Yeah.
community to grow and continue to grow and evolve, and that's not helping. And you're not. And this goes into. I got to be real. Like our media department is guilty of it. Other media departments within the industry are guilty of it, making vape jokes, making head gasket jokes, blown engine jokes, stuff like that. Like if we don't love ourselves, who's going to? You know what I mean? Like we need
Yeah.
to we absolutely need to stop ripping this platform down, especially when we're the ones campaigning this platform. You know,
Yeah.
and most of these jokes don't even make sense anymore. You know what I mean? Like the vaping is almost, I won't call it dead, but it's not anywhere what it used to be. But the head gasket thing is dead. Like this is stupid. Okay, like
Yeah.
it's, and if you're making head gasket jokes as somebody in the Subaru community, like you are just, you're just looking for clout that ain't there anymore.
Yep.
So
Totally agree. So you and me, Dewey, and the people in the chat, we
it's
got
up
to
to
do it.
us.
We
Anybody
got to
who's listening to this, I need you to fight the fight here. Okay.
push it in a direction.
Yep.
Make Subaru great again. All
God
right.
damn it.
Next. Next. E15 fuel. So that's potentially coming for all grades of regular fuel, increasing it from 10% to 15%. We'll find out if it actually happens,
I
but
doubt
it
it's
could
going to happen
happen.
at this point. But if there's conversations about it when
Yep.
oil prices were skyrocketing and there was rumors of $200 a barrel by the end of the summer and all sorts of crap, like they were talking about upping the gasoline percentage or the ethanol percentage in standard gasoline from E10 to E15. And at this point, I don't think anybody'd even notice, but the old timers out there, boomers out there are going to lose their mind over this.
Man, I've seen a lot of negative comments about it. I don't know if it's all boomers. Is Reddit full of boomers? Maybe 30-year-old boomers. But
There's a lot of 30-year-old boomers who have gotten their information from their 50-year-old dads is the problem. There's
yeah,
60-year-old dads who ethanol is some sort of dirty fuel. Honestly, if your engine, if your lines and your fuel pump, which almost all of them, anything on the road these days still running, is going to be rated for it. It's going to burn cleaner. It's going to have more knock resistance. It's like it's just a better fuel. It just is. I wish we made ethanol out of in better ways. I think corn is a stupid thing to make it from, but lobbying
yeah,
bodies did that. We should be making it out of switchgrass, and I've been saying that forever. We could grow it anywhere, and we seriously could have 50 cents a gallon ethanol all over the damn country if we did it right. But what the hell do I know? I'm just a sales guy. So
yeah. So these talking points do feel like outdated superstitions. And
yeah,
I listed three of them. Number one, it'll ruin your engine. No,
no.
the last 25 years, they've been built for it. And if you could run on 10%, you could run on 15% just fine. That's a lot of smart people have figured this out already. Number two, it will increase food prices. I don't think that's right. Corn prices are low again. It's about $4 a bushel due to record production. So I think farmers
Corn
could use
might
a
go up a
handout.
little bit. Again, that all goes right in the toilet the second you start making it out of switchgrass. But again, what the fuck
Yeah,
do I know? I'm just a sales guy. So
totally agree. Next one was it'll increase emissions. I read that quite a few times, and I
that's
thought
dead wrong.
more emissions than burning fossil fuels. Really, I don't think that's right. But I wanted to do more research, but watch the space. But my gut says it ain't right. Ethanol production from corn, like Dewey just said, is not as efficient as using sugarcane or switchgrass. But I would be shocked if it was worse than burning fossil fuel. So
Um,
hopefully these are all just bot comments, or maybe they're negative human comments. I don't know. I can never tell, and I have no way of knowing in this brave new world, but that is scary, and I think we should still add a little more ethanol to our fuel.
I think so
That's my
too.
position.
I'll stay on it. And I think we should bring back flex fuel for like most cars, I think should be mandated to have flex fuel. Um I
Okay.
think that's a much smarter way to lessen our dependency on foreign oil. And the thing that would keep prices in check and make stuff all make sense is if we started making it out of switchgrass instead of fucking corn, which doesn't make sense. Um,
Yeah.
if you guys seriously do some research on this, if there's many different ways to make ethanol, one of the most efficient ways is sugar. I think it's
Yeah.
Brazil does most of theirs based on sugar, and it's dirt cheap.
Sugarcane. Yeah.
But
Yep.
there's like a whole crazy pile of red tape bureaucracy around big sugar here in the States. So big sugar is a problem, and I don't I so let's say we don't make it out of sugar. Okay, we don't have the infrastructure to make it out of sugar. Switchgrass is almost as good as sugarcane, and you can grow that shit anywhere, literally anywhere. It does not care. You can grow it on the side of hills. You can grow it. You can have. You can grow it literally anywhere. We should be making it out of switchgrass. If we started doing that, we would be able to make ethanol so cheap it'd be absurd.
If you are a farmer and you drive a BRZ or a WX or an STI, hit us up in the comments and tell us if we're even remotely correct, because there are enthusiasts out there in Nebraska and all over. So you let us know. All right, I got another one for you, Dewey.
Okay,
We're just gonna tease this one because we're running short on time.
we were running very short on time.
The BRZ does not need more power.
I
think
don't
your
think we,
comment on the
I've said my thing. A lot of people have seen my reel. I don't believe it needs more power. I think this is its own podcast conversation too.
totally
Uh,
your comment on the this I want to
Yep.
talk about it with you, but what you said on other podcasts was perfect.
The Flatirons
And-
Tuning podcast, we had a whole conversation about this, and if you haven't, we talked about it on the Flatirons Tuning podcast.
Yep.
I will say my piece real quick. I don't believe the BRZ needs more power. I think people have actually missed the idea of what the BRZ is supposed to be. If
Yep.
you think the BRZ needs 300 horsepower stock, you don't understand what the BRZ is for. The BRZ is to go out and have a good time driving. It's not to set numbers, okay, or put you up against some other car or anything like that. The BRZ is supposed to have just enough power to be entertaining and to teach you to drive. And it nails that perfect, especially with the 2.4 liter.
Yep, totally agree.
So,
All right, that's all I got on the list. And all right, let's do Boogeyman update. Let's go.
yes. Boogie. I don't know. Does Dylan want to hop on? Dylan, you around? You got a minute to hop on?
Get Dylan on the phone.
We'll see if we
Where Dylan?
let's see if
Where
we get
Mance?
Dylan on here.
I see him.
Invite to spec. If he can't make it, he can't make it. What up?
All right,
Whoa, he's using the camera.
Hey,
all right, let's go.
All
how
right.
you going? So, update.
Quick Boogie update. We're gonna hear a little shop stuff because the shop is still doing things.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Engines in the car. We were waiting on a hot side. It showed up
dude.
today at noon.
Garrett,
So
can we
shout out to Tim.
shout out to Tim at
Yeah.
Garrett? We kind of last seconded him because we didn't realize we needed a hot side. It's a long story, but basically we needed another hot side. And he not only it was like 12 hours we had one in our hands. Swear to God, it was insane.
Teleported.
Yep, he teleported us.
At noon 30 today. Of course, sales guy or shipping guy had to check it in before he let me know. It's probably around 11. So this is after telling him last night at like 5, 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Damn.
So
Yep.
pretty good.
It was pretty sick.
Wow.
We just did our first key on, so it's with a new battery, new ABS. Well, not new ABS, but new brake bias, all that stuff. I had to do a bunch of electrical reconfiguring, just moving some wires around, really. But first key on of the season, I'm actually draining the ethanol right now. So I'm giving the fuel pump a break because that's what I was doing while I was listening to the podcast. And it will get some 93 pump gas in because that's what you want to break your engine in on. And we got break-in oil in, so fluids are going in. I'm going to do a pre-startup compression check, and then hopefully either tonight or tomorrow morning, we're going to do a first start on this thing if all goes well. And we got some suspension stuff that tidy up in the morning, new tie rod ends, and then kind of get it on the alignment rack and give it a alignment or whatever, so I can go drive it on the road. And I'm hoping, if all goes well, I'm hoping that Saturday I can take it to Cars and Coffee. If not, be driving around and breaking it in on pump gas.
That's right. Streetcar, baby. Make sure you take pictures when you're over there.
Oh, I'm gonna go get ice cream too.
Hell yeah, dude. Let's talk about some of the new additions to the car. So we've talked about RC coilovers quite a bit. We got the RCT or RC their competition coilovers. Those are sick. Now, that caused a little havoc in the rear because of how they set. We ended up having to make a little longer lateral link. Like the centerpiece, the lateral arms, we had to make extended ones.
Basically, what the RC coilovers did was inset the coilovers so that when it's at ride height and everything, the coilover is more of a up and down, almost a 90-degree angle to the chassis, which is preferably what you want. So with it insetting means the knuckle had to get further away on the bottom side. So longer trailing arms, made some quick ones. Nate in the CNC department hooked us up with some sweet ones.
They also have dicks on them.
They do have dicks on them.
Nice.
But then we know how many we have to turn it. So it's how many dicks do you turn it? Because they change direction.
Well, yeah. In the middle, there's a obviously some flats that turn with a wrench. And I said, I don't know, make them look pretty. He's like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, I don't care if you put dicks on them. Well, he said to me, he sent me a picture and said, this is the best dick I can draw without looking up at what a dick looks like. As like a joke. He didn't want to look up dick drawing on work PC. So
that's fair.
So there's left and right-handed dicks, and they go in a circle as they spin it. And the best part is the number 70 is in the middle of the dicks.
Yep.
So I'll be sure to post a picture of that later.
Yep.
That's great.
But another
attention to detail.
Suspension. Absolutely. Another big update with the suspension. Keep going. So something that if anybody's been following along, they know that, I've been undoing the sins of the past, and just kind of this car has always been moving forward in stages of.
God, this has been the problem is, as we made updates, it compounded other things that we didn't even realize were happening.
Not wrong.
Okay.
Not wrong. So basically, the sway arm, instead of where you want at static ride height to be at a 90-degree angle, they weren't. Hell, they weren't even at a 90-degree angle at full droop.
Yeah.
They were still at a maybe 5 to 10% angle. So that means under compression, that thing's at like a 55-degree angle, and I'm not going to stand here and do that too many times. But so something I wanted to tackle last night, and for those that are in the Discord and can see, the stock GD sway arm mount in the rear.
I mean, that's not technically a stock one. What that is a white line upgraded one, but yeah.
Great for your car on the street. Phenomenal. Like I would
especially
put these
if
on
you
my
have
GD
stock knuckles. Yep.
We're not stock.
No.
And so because this car has become so low and so wide and everything going on with it, the sway arm mount needed to move closer to the chassis to allow more room in between the lateral arm and the link and everything. So we made some, again, shout out to Nate, we made some spacers that now bolt directly like these would to the frame that are only about a 1/2 inch thick. So imagine going from what is a solid, 2.5 to 3 inches to a 1/2 inch. So it moves the whole sway bar upwards towards the chassis, giving us more room to put adjustable inlinks in to adjust the sway arm to be at the right height or angle. So where it wasn't at the right angle, that would have caused a lot of funny stuff in the rear. And it's just something that we've always kind of looked past or didn't have time to pay attention to, or I didn't know what I was looking at,
We don't
etc.
think the sway bar was doing anything.
Yeah, and so now it should chill things out in the rear a lot more.
Yep.
So it's really focused, and there hasn't been a lot of major changes this year with the car, minus the suspension. The powertrain's kind of stayed the same. We're on the same turbo.
There's one more.
We
It's a
have
big one.
Huh?
We added a brake bias valve.
We did, but I mean, really, it's not major. It's not like we
It's not
last year
major,
put a
but
potential in.
Right now we've been fighting a balance issue. Okay. Now
Right.
we've been fighting a balance issue, and some of this I think is due to the MK60. Okay. So we went to the BMW ABS units, not on a Subaru ABS unit. When you do that, you have to remove the bias, I guess it's a valve, but a restrictor that Subaru puts in to kind of set the bias front and rear, which that actually pushed the bias rearward. We got rid of that, so now we're at the MK60 runs a little more than 60% front bias. Okay, what I'm feeling as a driver is under braking. This car does not want to turn. It's way too front bias, so we needed to push it back. So our cheeky plan here is we got a Willwood bias valve, and we usually when you run a bias valve, how these are normally set up, you would run it in the rear to turn down your rear brakes. So when you're on braking, the car doesn't rotate. We did it the opposite. We actually hooked it up to the front. The downside to a bias valve, though, is all you can do is restrict. You can't add or move pressure. Okay, so thankfully, because we're still running a brake booster and I've got a fairly heavy foot, we have pressure to spare. So we're hoping, and we're going to play with this, that we can just kind of turn down the front so it starts using more of the rear. This is the prayer. Worst case scenario is we leave it wide open. We have at least what we had last year, which might actually be better because we did find a little issue with an ABS sensor pickup thing that that should be sorted now. So either way, we're probably in a better situation than we were last year, no matter what, from that standpoint. But it gives us something to play with, and it should help the car rotate under braking better.
Yeah, so again, this year, there's no major changes. Instead, we made a jump in a lot of little major areas. So balancing the car, the suspension, stuff like that. So I think everything is going to be happy. I saw Ray ask if the radio delete panel's been in there.
That's
yes,
right.
The radio delete panel, Subaru OEM part number. I can get that for you if you need it. But
Yep.
The OEM radio delete panel is in there, so we don't have a radio because that was a factory option back then.
I'm hyped about that
JDM cars.
big anti-gravity battery too. We got the big one.
Nice.
Yeah, not only that, but I can already, this is the first time us using it. I wanted to get it in before pit race.
Yeah.
Didn't have the time because we had to move brake lines, etc. And it was just already the end of the season, and we wanted to wait to do all this stuff. So I can already tell this new battery is pretty awesome. Just running the fuel pump, the thing is just
what?
It's a weird thing for me to be like, yeah, I can notice the voltage, but I can notice it, and I'm gonna do a compression test later tonight to get some data. But I'm hoping this thing just cranks over like it's cool. So we went from
having to hook 2 fucking jump packs and shit to it to make it do what we wanted to do to now that thing should just do it.
Yeah, we went from having the small battery that was great. It was fantastic. Another anti-gravity battery. But between the electric wastegate, the electric power steering, all the electronics and all this stuff, it was just time to upgrade. And I think with cold starts and stuff, this thing's just going to kick right over. So I'm excited for that. I never thought I'd be excited about a little battery, or well, in this case, a big one.
Yep, very hyped about that.
Very nice.
It's one of those things. It's just a quality of life thing. And I know you guys can't see it on the podcast, but those in the chat can see it. How he mounted all the lines and everything in the back for the bias valve and where the battery is and everything, dude, it's so much cleaner than it used to be. So he kind of redid all the lines. It's way better, dude.
That's
Um,
a work of art.
absolutely. So pretty hyped about that. So CMP is next week. Okay, so we don't have shit for time. We're gonna try to do the test day on Thursday, so we got to roll in there Wednesday night. So we have no time. And we're, I'm actually pretty hyped that the hot side showed up because we were a little worried about that. So we can throw the turbine housing. Well, he's already got it on there, and engine's done. The engine room slayed it, and it was like we were waiting on the hot side. The engine room got that done in a fucking hurry. So
Also, we did add
Yes.
Inconel heat shielding,
oh
which
yeah, I forgot about
Ooh,
that. Oh my god. Warranty, you'll appreciate this. Of all the times we had to
yeah.
swap out the freaking header wrap because we'd get all crazy itchy and shit. All this gone. We got that badass like it's like a header shield. I don't
Mhm.
remember. What's the name of that dude's company? Um
Oh,
what is it?
KHS.
KHS. Oh boy over there helped us out a ton. We'll try to get a link or whatever for it, but you can look him up.
yep.
He's on Instagram, and he's who actually helped us out with this, and it looks fantastic. Very hyped about that.
Send pics. I want to see it, man.
There's some pics.
I like wrapped headers. I shouldn't say I like wrapped headers. I like
Check it out.
shielded headers.
Check it out. It's in the chat.
Oh, you did? Oh, ooh, ooh, boy, that is a work of art. And that's in Canal, like in the waffle shielding.
Um,
Yeah. So, well, it's I guess Inconel maybe not, but
I don't think it's in
the
Canal.
I
Okay.
thought the shielding was Inconel, but it's inside like a carbon ceramic like glass mat insulation, and then the shielding is welded all together and it's sealed. So this stuff
Okay.
should be pretty great. If you go online and see like dyno poles or stuff like that, I mean, it even like helps the thermal efficiency of the exhaust flow. And it's been proven that it does. But not only that, but guys have stood there with a torch and made one side red hot while measuring with a temp count on the other side, and you don't really see that much of a difference, as
Wow.
far as like raising temps. So
Well, you took good pictures too, so that's really, really pretty looking.
The
yeah,
other thing that this car's getting tuned with the electronic wastegate now. We have not ran the electronic wastegate at the track yet.
Oh
it's
boy,
been
good.
It's
it's
been
been
in.
tuned with it. It has been on the car before. It's all wired up. It's in. It's ready to go. We made the plumbing and everything for it last year. We never ran it on track with it because Graham wanted to do all the testing on his car. And he
Yep.
was very happy with the results of all that. So it's in there, ready to go. We're going to be running it this year. We're just as excited. I'm excited. I think all these little things are kind of adding up, and unfortunately, we're not, or fortunately, unfortunately, we're not getting everything done in time for CMP. As far as like everything we want to do in the grand scheme of pictures, but
There's
as
a
far as the
lot more
car
stuff
goes,
coming.
yeah, as
Well,
far as the car goes, everything's gonna be solid. You can see, I mean, behind me, we still got the burnt up hood on it from 2023, and as far as I'm concerned, that thing's won 2 championships. It's staying on the car for now.
good.
At least till we
And
get
most
it
importantly,
the new livery. We do have a new livery coming. Can't really tell you much about it, but it's pretty sick.
well,
Um
Same
also,
colors.
yeah, same
yeah,
colors but a tweak on it. We got a new website for the team, which I thought was really cool. If you go check out
look great.
teamboogeyman.com, the site looks awesome. So teamboogeyman.com. Yeah, we got a lot of really cool stuff coming. I've got a new suit coming, which looks amazing. I should have a new helmet coming. We got so much cool shit coming. We're hoping to be getting a tent and some other stuff, and we're also hoping to get like collared team shirts and maybe have something up in the not too distant future for you guys to buy if you want a collared team shirt. And we're trying to get some of this stuff. I've been working with Subi Mods on a lot of it, so a lot of that'll be
Sweet.
we're really trying to amp it up because if you haven't heard, Gridlife has a TV deal. So a lot
Yeah.
of stuff happened recently, and you're going to be able to watch Gridlife not only on YouTube, but on Racer TV now, which is sick. So
Cool.
Big
Well,
thanks.
before we let you go, yeah, Dylan, I saw you last year, and it's a stressful time, especially when you're winning championships. You look a whole lot more laid back right now, and it's really good to see.
I'm freaking out on the inside. I think once the car gets started today, whether it's tonight or tomorrow morning, I think once that gets started and I can get on the alignment rack and everything seems kosher, there are things that are, we do have contingencies for, things I still need to diagnose and stuff like that. But I need the car on either on track or on the road to kind of get data logs of them or, diagnose it or running in general. There are things that I am stressed about, but Dewey is an awesome driver, and I know that he can deal with a lot worse. So I'm not as stressed as typically, and I think going into our, believe it or not, this is our 4th year together. Time has
Wow.
flown. So 4 years together, Dewey and I. It's starting. These things are starting to kind of smooth out, and as we get those reps under our belt, we're starting to figure it out. I want to shout out my buddy Chris came down
Oh,
from Maine.
my
Maine
guy.
Mobile yeah, Maine as in the state, Maine Mobile Repair or RV Repair. He came down. He's a good friend of mine. Known him for years. He came down last weekend. Spent the weekend with him. Him and I spent a ton of time in the RV. Mostly him. Fixing stuff like a new toilet, which isn't the most exciting thing. Fixed a couple water leaks, but all these things that add up. The AC wasn't blowing as cold, etc. So he came down and gave us a hand there. So the RV's good to go. We need to look at the trailer. Trailer's packed. We need to get the car on the line rack and dyno. But other than that, I'm feeling good. We've kind of, we didn't take a big break like we usually do. I think we rolled out of last season and just stayed in communication on what needed to get done. And I've been grinding on this thing for about a month now. So, huge shout out to IAG for letting us be able to do this. And I think, fingers crossed, I think we can go to CMP and this year maybe we'll see.
Maybe, no matter what, no matter
It's gonna be a
what,
good time.
we'll be able to turn.
We will have power steering this year, which is more than what we
We
had
will
last year.
have power
So,
steering. Well, we had like anti-power steering last year. Like sometimes it would fight us, sometimes it wouldn't be there, sometimes it'd randomly work and not. It was awful.
yeah, it was like schizophrenic power steering.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Well, I've been observing the team and been on the team for a long time, and you can tell when things are stressful and then get a little bit better, but it looks even better again, Dylan. So well done to both of you. And shout outs to Chris because there have been many people who have helped who are, out not on the team, but they're friends of people on the team. And those 100 or so people have absolutely helped.
Oh, dude,
So,
this is a village. Team Boogeyman is a freaking village.
Well, it doesn't, there's guys here at the shop, you get Fred, Nate, all these guys in the engine department. There is a slew of
that's
people
right.
that are behind this, and it just looks like Dewey and I are the face. It's not the
Yeah.
case. I mean,
No.
I'm still learning every day from guys that have been doing it a lot longer than I have. We have an engineer. I mean, we had an intern design a duct for the radiator and stuff that's getting 3D printed this weekend. So
Oh,
there's
sick.
not one or two or three guys that are just doing this. Is a huge community of guys like yourself, Warney, that have been there since the beginning. The guys
Yep.
over at Six Stars, stuff like that. It's the chassis stuff has been passed around, and the car's just improved and improved and improved. And I think we have a recipe that works really well, and we're just the car's getting better every
Yeah.
year, and
Yep.
the support behind it
Sure is.
between IAG and sponsors, everybody else behind it, and the guys and gals jumping on board. I think we're ready for the 2026 Gridlife season, and even if we aren't, I think we're gonna have a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't believe it's been 4 years, Dylan. The best members of the team, it's like they've always been there. So this is another one of those, man.
Yep, 4 great
So,
years.
Well, I
yeah,
don't want to
well,
cut everybody off, but we said hard hour and it is right now. So we got to go.
I
okay.
gotta get back to it.
Yep. Dylan's got to get back to it. Warranty. Thanks for coming on. We had a great time.
You bet.
wish us luck next week. It's gonna be nuts. Competition's gonna be crazy this year, and I can't say who or what's going on, but I can tell you're definitely gonna want to watch. Our class is getting invaded by some insane shit. Okay. Man, I wish I could. I've been asking Nick all day if I could talk about it, and he is yet to give me a yes or no. So,
Okay. Save it.
It's gonna be good. I'm just telling you, watch. The names you're gonna see come into this class this year, it's gonna be nuts. So, all right. It's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun, and we will catch you guys next time. Later.